Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? Ame Gakita desu. Alright, today we are going to discuss about two different topics, but for some reason they are kind of like similar in a way where it involves fictional stuff with Twitter. And when you put Twitter and fictional stuff together, you get drama for some reason. So let's start out with one of the topics that I was like pretty much amazed about hearing this topic while I was asleep, but apparently that it had happened. So yeah, we were talking about one of them. The other one I really kind of aware one day in advance, so I was like looking into it before things happen, and because all things happen at the same time, so yeah, we are going to discuss about it. So one of them we are going to discuss about a manga called Kidnapper, and I knew about this manga for quite a while. It is about, in anyone want to know, it's actually done by a very nice mangaka or a manga author, where the story is more like in a way taken from kind of little take from contents of the original called Taken. Anyone who know the movie, I don't know who you are, but I will find you and I will you. So Taken is about if anyone who knows, it's about a man got his daughter kidnapped and then he's trying to save his daughter. The original thing where this thing right is actually basically written by this person, and this person, I will put out the link to his Twitter because he's really a nice person. He's really I read his manga and I will show you why he's a very nice person in a while. Is that he wrote, like, a lot of people just go to the point of attacking him. There's a lot of people will attacking him. When this thing come out, there was quite a lot of people attacking it, like some people asking like the author 100% of whose island, I don't know what the hell, that's the kind of kickstart every single thing. And then, well, some people recommend read. There are some people who go to the point of attack, like, to all the people who are bashing this, you do realize that this manga is basically the plot of the film Taken. Plus, need I remind you, this is not the first manga that had this subject. The kidnapper are presented as the bad guy. So, thing is, like I mentioned before, this basically in a way is taken from Taken in some form, which for some reason Taken is not being bashed because they for some reason they paint the bad guys are the kidnappers, and in the manga the bad guys are the kidnappers, and for some reason the kidnappers are being bashed, and yet they say this about the kidnapping. Like, what? So I assume that there are some people who is having some brain rot moment or they never read the manga and they kind of like start bashing things again and again, and it's kind of interesting in a way. That, sorry about that. That will be the topic that I will be talking about. But the thing is, right, it kind of amazed me that how people can come up with ways to bash other people about the world. That kind of like made me wonder, like, what were those people thinking about? Like, dude, the manga, like, when I was like watching Rev Say video, after watching the whole damn thing, the best thing we need to we have to go and check, right, is that Rev Say along the line, like I mentioned this in my previous video a lot of time. There's a thin line between reality and fiction. There are some people who's and the thing is, right, is there, like there's one more last line I always add in. It is there and not there at the same time. So it became a thing, and for some reason there are some people is talking about it. So as I was reading through the comment in some form, yeah, I can see a lot of people kind of like saying, agree on the point that there are some people like who treat fictional character like real life people, which is considered creepy. Thing is, right, there are some people who really treat fictional character like real people, which is not wrong, because if we look at it, it's that there are some people who treat like a female character or a male character like their husbando or waifu because they want them to be their wife or their husband depending on who they are. So along the line of being calling those kind of people creepy is kind of like a bit iffy because it's just kind of like attacking both sides. And I can understand why some people say that maybe that is a little bit too much. The thing is, right, it goes in many different directions. It goes in many ways where we have to ask ourselves, like, if are we treating those fictional characters as fictional character, or are we treating those people those characters as just real people? Like, a lot of time when anyone who read any manga, there will always be a disclaimer indicating that all the words are in fiction, or if there is based on a real story, it will stay based on a real story, but it's non-fiction. So the thing is, right, there is always be a case where they will indicate that as a point, and it's always part of anything, even in adult video or drama or anime or whatsoever. There is always that small little discrepancy. It's just hard to catch in. And for some reason, if people like a character to the point that they worship them as a real character, by all means go ahead. It just means that they are a huge fan of the anime, manga, or game, or whatever you want to call it. And it's always goes to the point of people going and bashing it. And in this case, this mangaka got attacked for for some reason. People saying that the content is filthy, is about kidnapping. Like, he just putting up a story that is based off Taken, and in a way is that it's also kind of like in ways that how hideous a human being can be. And from how I look at it, from the way he is being attacked, I'm gonna assume that those people either have never seen such thing before, or they can't accept such a thing, or the last one, which I hope not, but if that is the case, people might want to call the police on them. The story seems very familiar to what they are doing right now. So if they are being attacked, yeah, someone save them. But if they are the one that we can see is that they are the people who are considered the kidnapper or the bad guy, please someone call the police on them. Or if you're in America, call the FBI. So the thing is, right, it's actually very interesting that people attacking a mangaka or the manga creator author themselves for a story where he written in a way that is not considered real, but at the same time painting a hero trying to save a girl just because the kidnapper are doing bad thing. And yes, he's trying to just save the girl. That is basically the same thing from Taken. For yeah, people just say that, oh no, Taken is very good movie. Not comics, nah. If those people go and watch Taken, yeah, and then they come up with the same conclusion, then I will keep quiet for now. But maybe who knows? I mean, like, knowing those kind of people who can come up with ways to bash about anime, kind of interesting though. I mean, like, the funny thing is that this is just a comic done by manga. Sorry about that. I wonder why I use the word comics though. See, I'm being influenced by the Western side. So the manga is in regard is right. The kind of like inspired by Taken, and the thing is, right, kidnapping series, right, have been a thing in some form. Like, there are quite a few manga that involve kidnapping and stuff, and it's a thing. There's quite a few and those tend to be under dark kind of manga, which I tend to read a lot. And one of the reasons why I know about this manga is that it's very very dark. Don't get me wrong, it's very very dark. I do agree on that. So if you want to watch it, read it at your own time, if you have the courage to read it. But other than that, it's quite a nice one where if you look at the overall 2 chapter itself, right, it's actually more on, yeah, it's just basically in a nutshell a guy trying to save a girl from the kidnappers. That's all. And yet people are bashing about it. And the thing is, right, why I'm saying that the mangaka is very very kind and a very, very nice person. Is that what a lot of people may not be aware is that where was the thing again? Nope, not this. Or was it this? Yes, this. Okay. The author himself is a very, very nice person. The thing is, right, as I was like wondering why people will attack such a kind person. Apparently, maybe because all the kind person get attacked for some reason. So even in the case that people want to read the manga, that he himself had written in a point that he actually took the point of written in English. And the thing is, right, he actually say that he had no choice but to stand against pirated copy because it put publisher at a disadvantage. Like he's saying, like, yes, he knew about pirated copy that is being transmitted, and is in a way he's not gaining any money because pirated money always go to the pocket money or to the pocket of the people who did those pirating. So does it mean that he's against fan translation? In fact, you guys might not be aware, he's actually agreed to that. This may be an ideal theory based on the theory of human goodness, but I believe in you guys manga lover. Therefore, please try reading while sneaking a peek at the fan translation so that you don't get caught. I say this a lot of time. You can do whatever you want, just don't get caught. And in real life, I always say this a lot of people a lot of time, because it's the mentality of any Singaporean that you can do whatever you want, just don't get caught. Once you get caught, that's it. So it's actually interesting that this person, this author, had actually took the same mentality as mine, where he actually fine with fan translation. Like fan translation is a thing where he is new about it, and he actually kind of like seems to prepare fan translation over dubbing, which he actually say along the line that he had actually done other work. Jupitalia is also quite a nice manga, a very quick small manga, but if you guys are in for a quick read, you can consider that. But the thing is, right, he actually point out a thing that is very, very interesting that should be considered by many people, that the right to his manga are owned by him and the publisher, but yet this, because he is considered a small time author, it is not spread to overseas audience, where the thing is, right, if they are not making a profit, and if he is not a very popular author, there's no one gonna read it, and the Western will not do it, and that's the reason why he couldn't consider like company publishing it. But considering that previously I've been talking about the localizer issue, I guess many Japanese mangaka are kind of like getting afraid of their work getting translated in the wrong way. And if their work get transmitted in the wrong way, it can cause a misunderstanding or misinformation that cause people to hate on the manga or the chapter itself, and that is what they are trying to prevent. And because of that, I can see why. Because if you guys look at the date that he posted that, it's just only yesterday or the time of this recording. So it's in a way they are slowly catching on to the woke translator or whatsoever, all the poor translation done by overseas. So in a sense, they are afraid of that. But the thing is, right, as I was like reading, this is such a nice, he's such a nice person. I wonder why people will bash him for it. But apparently people just want to bash him for it just because. So if you guys really consider, go and check out the manga. There is a Japanese version, and there is also the English version done by the fans, which he actually say, which I always point out. Go and search it yourself. I'm not gonna post the link. Find it yourself, read it, and then tell me how you guys find about it. That will be, if you guys consider, go and write in the comment below if you have read this, or if you consider that the manga is a nice read, or maybe the Twitter is just kind of like bashing for no reason. Yeah, go and write them all below. Now, on to the second topic for the day. You guys are really get a price of 1 for 2 stuff. But anyway, apparently that another thing that got attacked this time around is over an anime, but in a way it's because of anime artwork. And Hiro actually talk about this in a way which will go to his Twitter post to his comment post, sorry, in a while. The thing is, right, the Trigger Industry or Animation Studio actually posted a thing stating about artwork where it's basically will be it's already out already, but called Dungeon Gohan. And Dungeon Gohan, I think the English version was called Meal in Dungeon or Delicious in Dungeon. I'm not sure what was the word. But the thing is, right, putting into context is about a trio group or party who got lost in a dungeon, and because they don't have food on them and they need food to survive, so they decided to kill monster for food. Like, the thing is, right, it's always a thing where they say you don't kill monster or take stuff from the dungeon and eat it as food. For some reason, because they are reached to the point of against a wall, so they decided to do so. And technically the manga go a little bit darker as the time go by, but they come across a dwarf who was able to do some cook, who is a chef, not a blacksmith but a chef, and the four of them became a party where they will go around exploring the dungeon while killing monsters and using them for food, or even doing like picking up weird mushroom or weird ingredient that they so-called harvest in the dungeon and eat them. So they will just harvest them and eat it with the dwarf acting as their chef. And the story get darker and darker because the story kind of unlock about the secret behind the dungeon that they are exploring, and many people realize that the dark secret of or the history of the dungeon itself, which I will not spoil up anymore. You guys go and check it out yourself. Watch the anime if you guys are not into manga. But the thing is, right, it's actually very interesting. It's kind of like interesting in the way that because the image is showing a elf fully clothed lying on the floor, and people are like, for some reason, when I was reading through the comment, attractive female character, is this a pun? Or people just saying, I was actually reading through some of the quoted, like the anger is some people, or people saying like, oh, this is such a huge fan service, we can't stand this, or people just say that people is this over socialized, they are the one with attractive porn, not us. What? Like, people even go to the point, she's just lying there with her stuff. I suppose this is considered as sexual. Which bet the question. I guess those people had never been to the beach, I guess. Like, imagine if those people, those Twitter free, go to a beach where there is female in swimsuit lying on the on top of the sand with under the umbrella or whatever the umbrella is called. I don't know the actual term for it, as well as doing like lying on it, showing the kind of like full body, not fully 100% covered, and they are just doing sunbathing. And I guess those people are going to say, that is very, very sexual. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, like, if they say that if those people say those are fine, I kind of wonder about this already though. It's just a person lying on the floor, a solid floor. Like, it's not centralized, but yet people make it centralized, and because people make it centralized, it now became centralized. Like, I guess there are many people who think this as sexualized. I know anyone who come to my live stream when I activate my yabai mode, I can make it sensualized. But the thing is that I'll make it in a funny way. But yet I guess those people just kind of like go along the line with that. Oh, this is sexualized because they got, you want to know why they think that it's sexualized? Simple, they got dirty mind. Alright, their mind is very dirty. So what's the best way to do for them? Go and clean their mind. Wash it up, clean it. So if not, the best advice for me to those people with dirty mind, stay away from Twitter or anything else. Like if even best, just stay away from the internet. Like it amazed me. Like it amazed me in so many different ways that how can people come up with weird idea or weird argument that I've been calling a lot of people out that it's downright embarrassing or it's downright weird, and best don't let the Japanese people be aware of it, because once the Japanese people became aware of it, they are going to go to the Japanese forum and start talking about it, which is the reason why sometimes there are some people who don't like some Western people. I wouldn't say all of them. There are some nice people that like some Japanese otaku that I come across and they are very nice to me. Is that we do agree on some point. We never understand why do those haters hate that badly to the point that they just come back and hate it and come back and hate it when all they can do is just move on. Apparently they wish to stay. So it became kind of like a questionable thing that why a manga which is considered about a hero trying to save a girl from the kidnapper and one anime artwork where an elf girl was just lying on the floor, that's all, it's all considered bad. I guess it became a thing though. The thing is, right, it's just like, what are they thinking about? Like, maybe you guys can write in the comment below, let me understand. Do you guys think this is considered sexualized? Like, is this considered a bad thing? I seriously don't understand. Like, it just make it as if that they are saying like it's a bad thing. But from how I'm looking at it, it just that it seems to me, like in my opinion, if I put up the skill, don't get me wrong, I can understand why they consider like some of the stuff considered bad, but the argument that they put out, if I'm the judge, I'm just gonna say that the evidence is all stacked against them because they are just not making sense anymore. If you want to make an argument, make it in a way that is like we can understand why is it considered bad. Let's say for example, like this is considered, if what they consider bad, like why is it considered bad? Can you put into contents like, is this girl gonna get attacked by a horny guy? If that's the case, where's the horny guy now? And then if people saying like if people say to the point of like this is considered bad, why? Because this young little girl is surrounded by men. Now the question is, can you prove are they all men that is trying to attack this girl in a sensual way? Is that like, have you read the content? Like, is it in the manga itself indicating that if that is not the case, in a way that is called defamation, and if that is the case, you can get sued for defaming a work. People can sue you for it. And I'm not sure whether the mangaka is aware of this, because if people bashing his work indicating that and he is people bashing it and people saying like agree that this is considered a bad thing and saying that is a bad thing when it's in fact not it's not the truth as what they say. Yeah, they have to be very, very careful, because even in America, yeah, you guys have to understand, even in America, and correct me if I'm wrong, when they say that, oh, it's a matter of free speech. Now you are attacking an artwork. You are attacking someone else's work. And if people is being affected negatively because of your work, of your way of phrasing it, I think it falls under defamation in some way. And the best thing of all, you guys want to understand even better, if they decide to sue you in Japan, oh, it's gonna be a whole new different story, because what you guys want to know is that in defamation for Japan is way more yabai than USA. Meaning to say that once you come to Japan, 99.9 rate conviction rate, sayonara. So the thing is, at the end of the day, it's just kind of like interesting that people love to talk without using their mind. Like I always say, like people just don't use their mind properly to talk. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I am guilty of it myself. Sometimes when I speak without thinking. But the thing is, right, when you speak without thinking, you have to understand like what kind of consequence are you going to suffer after that. And in this case, right, it's not about like speaking without thinking. It's more towards the point that there are some people who, like, how to say this, never considered carefully before they press the post button. And a lot of people just start bashing about it to the point that it just amazed me. Like even as I was like reading Rev Say video, as there are some people saying like, I swear to God, those kids are being raised by tweet and incompetent YouTubers, or story, father want to save his daughter from child abuse. Twitter say, nah, we can't have that. Up to the point of like story about kidnapping and trying to save children. See, Cutie, a firm that exploded and even portray actual children in a sexual way. Stunning and brave. Double standard. Even in the case where the outrage over this anime is amazing, where I was wondering like, no body part are usually large, not lying any way that expose specific body part, clothed in such a way that her specific body part are completely concealed. This is not centralized. True. She isn't dressed provocatively and just lying down, and people say that no, it's considered too centralized. Maybe I think they are maybe from the 40 or 50 though. I mean, if anyone who saw the 40-50 swimsuit, I think you guys will be amazed. I genuinely don't get it. She looks cute, adorable. Yeah, I can see what it's just that they think that essential. Like, I mean, like if imagine that those people go to the beach, that would be considered even way more sexualized. So it's like amazing that the people like the most vanilla artists, Twitter are just gonna find a reason and mad at this, which I just gotta say they just got a dirty minded. Their mind are too dirty already. Why are their mind dirty? Because their mind have been toxified by the internet. This is the reason why they are dirty-minded. So the best way I would say, just tell them not to use the internet like a few months to clean the field. Just let it be a thing though, because it just amazed me, like the mindset of the Twitter at times. Like I always talk about Twitter in so many different ways. Do I use Twitter? Yes. Do I use it on a daily basis? No, I don't want to. Because the thing is, right, sometimes you just use the internet and you just find that things that is just like, what the hell are they even talking about? It doesn't make sense. So at the end of the day, it just seemed weird to me, like what were they thinking about? Why would they think about such that all these things is considered sexualized, or all these things is considered a bad thing, even though it's just artwork, or maybe in a way, if you like the character to the point that you want to sexualize it, just go and do it at your own time, own target. Just don't make it so damn obvious. It's just damn weird. Anyway, at the end of the day, I'll just pull out the skill, and the skill statement we have for both sides evident. There is a thin line between fiction and reality. It's there and not there at the same time. So you guys want to comment anything about the whole thing, from maybe the artwork issue? Is it considered too sexualized to you or not? Or maybe you want to talk about the contents of a manga where it's written about one way that is kind of like inspired from a movie, but yet people are bashing it because it's not their cup of tea or whatsoever. Maybe just write in the comment and we can discuss this further. But till then, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe if you do like this kind of content. If not, if you don't like it, don't move it too much. Go to the watch history, right click it, remove from his watch history, and then you'll never see me again. But if not, the only thing I will hope all of you have a nice day or night. Bye.